Hello, this time we have something a little different. I need to try and repair this Quest 2 controller. The kids tell me that the drift on this joystick here is terrible, and I looked into just replacing it, but boy, these are expensive. So I found this kit here, which, you know, was not nearly as expensive, and it has replacement joysticks in here. So I'm going to try to disassemble this thing and replace the joystick. I know there's guides for it, but I think it might be more fun to just kind of go in blind. We'll see how that goes. These battery compartments are tough to open. There we go. Okay, there's one screw. Yeah, there's more screws behind that plastic, I bet. There's no way only one screw holds this thing together. Okay, so we have a little screwdriver, Torx screwdriver. I have no idea what this is for. Maybe this is supposed to be to pry stuff apart with? I don't know. Tweezers. Pry thingy. Okay. Grip tops. These seem like they're just in here because I don't think we need them necessarily. And the actual switches. Okay, there's two of them. Supposedly you can use this kit to do both controllers, but we got one of them replaced under warranty a while back, and now of course the warranty's expired and we're having this drift problem, so we're just going to use one of these. Oh, these are pretty neat. Alright, let's try and get this screw out. Yeah, I can feel little spots that are probably screws under here. Never gonna get this sticker back on again, that's for sure. Alright, yep, there's three more screws in here. Oh, that's not the right thing. Alright, let's see if this comes apart. I bet we have to take this off. Let's see how well this works. Feels like there must be some glue under here. Okay, so it's a combination of glue and like connectors that, there we go. Huh, okay. I'm not sure what that is. What is that? Oh, that's that, I think there's a touch sensitive area here. I don't play with the VR much. I've only played it a couple of times, but I think there's maybe a touch sensitive spot there. Here we obviously have the Oculus button and A and B, and there's the thing we want to get out. I'm guessing we're going to have to take these screws off here, and there's a lot of them. Okay, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of screws. I'm going to have to try and keep them straight as to where they go and where they came from. I think it looks like these are all the same size though. Boy, some of these screws are in interesting angles. There we go. I bet some of that glue might have gotten down in there. much longer than the other ones, and it's a little bit smaller too. Oh, a lot longer. Look at that. Okay, that one's off to the side. We have this one deep down in an angle here. Yeah, it looks like there might be another screw, a black one here, probably yet another screw size. I think that might be the last one. Okay, now the question is, will I remember where all those screws went? If not, I guess I can find some kind of a guide. iFixit probably has one. Now, I don't see any more screws, so something should come apart here. There's a seam here, and of course here. Ring comes off and there's a seam here, so where else is that clipped on? Okay, I think there's some kind of a glue in here. Yeah, you can see it here. I hope that's all that is. I hope it's nothing important. Alright, the ring is off. I do know what these are, is these emit, I think, infrared, and your visor actually picks them up. That's part of how it can locate your hands. That's why these controllers are so odd shaped. Here we go. Okay. Well, we need to get under here somehow because it looks like the thumbstick maybe goes out that direction. Very kind of gross looking trigger. Clearly this gets a lot of use. Okay, we have a thin ribbon cable there, and I think it's possible that's what's holding it together. No? Yeah, I think it is. Alright, how do we get that out without breaking it? Probably goes all the way down here. I don't know if I would get that back in through those side channels though. Okay. Boy, I hope I can get that tiny little ribbon cable connected back in there. See it here. That's small. Alright, so there's the handle. I don't think we need that just now. Okay, there's the joystick. So there's the back of the joystick, it looks like. And then this looks like where it connects right about on another tiny little ribbon cable. Now, how do we get the joystick itself out? There's a tiny screw here and here. And I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like that may hold that on. Yeah, because the joysticks have the two holes in the sides. So I guess that means I have to lift... I may need to lift the board off. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 screws here. This is going to be in the way though. How do I get this off, I wonder? Yeah, that's kind of confounding. This button There's no way this is going to fit in here. I'm going to end up stripping it. So this has to come out, I think. That's kind of wild. It bends in here and actually touches the board. Is there anything that prevents that from... This plastic part of the button here, right here, when you push it, it actually hits the circuit board. In fact, it's just about hitting a chip. I hope something else about this design prevents you from pressing it that far. That's kind of wild. If you squeezed it really tight, you might be able to break the circuit board. Huh. That's odd. You know, it occurs to me, just as an aside, it occurs to me, this button, this appears to be magnetic. You can see the tool stick to it. Maybe it intentionally comes close and nearly touches a circuit board, because that might actually be how it detects when you push it. In fact, that's probably how it does work. I still don't know how to get this off, though. It seems like it's in the way of the screws I need to get loose, because this one right here is pretty clearly under that button. Okay, well, I just pulled this apart and unplugged yet another tiny thing that goes to these emitters, and that's plugged in under the joystick, or under this button. That's going to be fun. Probably get that one off. This one is real trouble. I can't figure out how to get that button off, so I think I might just have to go for it with this screw here and see. No, I really don't want to. It's going to strip it out. Well, maybe. Very carefully. Okay. I got that out. I don't know if I'll ever get it back in. The magnet in here. How do they work? Alright. Okay, we're getting the controller circuit board out. Just a little bit here. Okay. Okay, the joystick is loose now, so I'm thinking I can maybe unhook here. Okay, I pulled that out. There we go. Okay, we got the joystick out. Boy, I hope I can put this back together. Alright, here's the joystick. Now I guess I have to take, because the replacement part is pretty simple. So I guess I'll have to take this metal piece off along with the thumb part itself. How does that come off? I wonder if that just pulls off. Yeah, okay, that's the whole spring mechanism. Okay. Alright, so the white one's the old one. They look pretty much identical. Put the white one over there. Now we have to put this back on. Something like this. Line that up. Okay. Okay, well that part's done. Now we have to put it all back together, I guess. That'll be fun. And it was under the board, which is the part that made it really complicated. These side tabs on the joystick are under the board. So it has to kind of fold in here. Uh-oh. Maybe I can get the whole thing out. It's stuck on somewhere. It's got like a piece of something right there holding it all in. Okay, I don't want to lose the buttons. There we go. That, I think, is roughly the right positioning. And this needs to come down. The buttons need to be lined up. You can't really see what I'm looking at on the side here, but if I tilt it, I think the buttons for like B and A and stuff are going to fall out, so I need to be careful. Okay, I'm holding the board down with my finger. I think the joystick is where it's supposed to be. B and A are still here, the Oculus button here. I got 2 of the screws in. Okay, the buttons still, they feel like they work, or should work. I'm concerned about this little tiny ribbon cable to the thumbstick though, because it is just barely in there, but it's not really long enough to go in any farther, so I hope that's sufficient. Alright, I'm going to try to get these other 2 screws in that are much more difficult to get in because they're underneath this button here. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Okay, I think I got it in there. I really hope I got it in there. I assume without that it's not going to light up or blink properly on maybe this half of the, you know, the infrared locator ring. But I think it's in. Okay, roughly like that. Now there's a tiny little ribbon cable in here, once again, that needs to be connected to the board. There we go. It just slotted back in the way it's supposed to be. Okay, now I have to deal with that ribbon cable though. Which I cannot see at all. So, how am I going to plug that back in? This button's in the way. It's unfortunate because it's snapped back together nicely. But without that cable attached, I don't think it's going to work. I think the ribbon cable might be connected. I have no way of knowing if it's correctly connected though. Without putting the whole darn thing back together, I think, and testing it. Yeah, it just came out again. Because I slipped. Okay, well, it might be in there. I'm really not sure. I'm going to try to put this on. I might have a kid try it for me and see before I reassemble the whole thing. Alright, 2 screws in, at least keeping it from falling apart. That should be enough to put the battery in, and we will see if it works. I'll be right back. Okay, I've had my official tester tested, and it appears to actually work. We tested all the buttons. Looks like it'll work. So, and the drift appears to be gone, which is Very good indeed. Now I just have to put it back together. There are a lot of screws to put back together, so hopefully I can get them into the right spot. All right, I think it's all reassembled. I wonder if I can get this sticker back in here. It's probably just going to fall out again. There's not much point in putting it back in here, except it does tell you which way the battery goes, and the kids probably would appreciate knowing that, because I'm sure they won't pay enough attention when they take it out. All right, it's kind of in there. All right, we gotta clip this back in. Put our battery in. Put the lid back on. All right, there we have it. I think it's repaired. And now I will go get the verdict from the official kid tester now that it's all reassembled. He can do the drift checking and calibration and let me know if it works. All right. All right, I'm back, and the verdict is that it's repaired and it's working. No more drift. So awesome. All right, that wasn't too hard, but it was awfully fiddly with some of those connections. I wouldn't advise doing it unless, you know, you have a lot of time. This took well over an hour for me to do with all of the fussing around with that cabling and whatnot. But I mean, you know, not difficult, just not easy either, you know. Maybe if I had the right tool, it would have been easy. I don't know what that tool is, but hey, I'm glad I got it to work. All right, mission accomplished. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you didn't, do the other things. And I guess that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.